Sorry, I didn't mean
that.
to get us on a tangent with that.
Well, no, that's okay.
Big red dog.
Big red dog.
The big red rocket.
What's up, people? Welcome to the Miss the Bus Weekly Show. I'm one of your hosts, Matt, and I'm joined today by Tyler, Bailey, and Omar. Everybody's all smiles across the table.
Glad to be here.
Can you feel us smiling?
I can feel y'all smiling.
Glad to be here.
Before we get into the news, if you like what we do, you can find us all over the place on social media at Miss the Bus Pod on Twitter. We don't tweet a bunch of really good stuff, but there's little gems in there that you'll find and you'll love them. Facebook.
Try and guess which one of us is tweeting it too.
Yeah, that's always a fun thing.
I think it's obvious when you do.
I think it is too. It's always a pun or something.
I can normally tell who did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the people might not be able to.
Omar has a certain way that he structures his sentences.
Yeah, I've noticed
Or like the
that.
way he kind of like puts exclamations. You're just sarcastic, and you just try to be really funny, as in Bailey tries to be really funny.
I feel like I
And Matt is
succeed
sarcastic.
at being really funny.
You
no?
usually are.
Like,
Yeah, I usually-
At least a smidge.
Yeah.
Just
I'll
a
retweet
smidge.
whatever.
Omar
you-
probably makes the polls like, what do you
I
think?
do.
What do you think about this? Like,
I think that's usually Omar.
Yeah.
I just want to see what the fans think. You know?
Yeah, we like to find out what you guys think.
Yeah.
On Facebook, just search Miss the Bus. You can listen to us a bunch of different ways. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, YouTube. You can find us all over there. Just search Miss the Bus, and we're there. But yes, this is our weekly show. We're going to get into some news, and we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. We're each going to bring like a big topic to the stage, something that we've looked into, and we're going to rant about it a little bit, and then open it up to discussion, and then after we'll just cover all the normal bullshit things that we do. So yeah, we'll jump right into that. And who's first on here? We'll go straight to Omar.
All right, let's do it. So I'm explaining what's going on with the whole AMC versus MoviePass.
Bring it on.
And then we can talk about it because I'm sure we all have a lot to say about it. And I kind of want to see where you guys stand on it. And also, we did run a poll on Twitter just to see what people thought. And AMC came out to be the winner. So let's see. Okay, so currently, and I'm not sure if you guys know, MoviePass plans to add premium plans, right? So as of now, it's $9.95 a month. You get to see a movie a day. You can't do repeats. You can't do IMAX, 3D, any of that, right?
Right.
It's okay. Not bad. We use it, you know. We all have memberships or whatever. So they're planning to add, I think they called it, it has something to do with, like if you bring a friend with you, you could bring a friend for like a cheaper movie ticket, but you still have to pay like an upcharge.
yeah.
Right.
And apparently now, for huge releases, they'll charge you $2 to go see it opening
That's what I heard
weekend.
was that they're going to do like a surge pricing kind of
Right.
thing.
Oh,
now.
I did
Which,
see that
I mean,
recently.
For certain things.
So
Do
what
you
does
guys-
that tax it on to like your monthly bill? It does that?
What do you
I
mean?
guess like so if you go see a movie because you're paying the $9.99 a month, right? So
Uh-huh.
if you go see a movie that they deem as like surge pricing,
Right.
they just charge you more that month for it.
Well, either way, it'd be the same whether they charge you that month or right there.
Well, that's what I
right
I mean, like, are you gonna have to
there.
like bust out your debit card and pay the $2 or? are
Well,
you
no,
just
I'm
gonna-
sure I'm sure they'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I'm sure they'll notify you on the app.
Yeah.
which I mean, I'm not saying like that's like, oh my god, I'm not gonna
The thing
I'm not
is,
gonna
at
use
this
MoviePass
point,
anymore.
we are so spoiled to the point where it's an inconvenience to have to take your card out and pay
Right.
the $2 extra. Like,
See,
even
that's-
though it's
that's what I'm
only
thinking.
$2, like, they've trained us to this point
Exactly.
where now we just
Exactly.
immediately go to the movie, swipe our MoviePass, and we're
Yeah, I
done.
guess it makes more sense for them to
So it's like,
yeah,
you
to
know,
just
it's only
charge
tag
it
it on.
monthly. Yeah. So that's that with MoviePass, and I'm sure a lot of people are aware of how it works, even if they don't have it. Which I mean, it makes no sense if you don't have MoviePass. If you like, if you watch movies often in theater,
Right.
You know, so that's that. With AMC, from what we know so far, it would be $20 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see 3 movies a week. Now you could, and here's the thing with MoviePass, you can't use it more than once a day. With the AMC plan, you can. If you want to see all 3 movies on the same day, you
Right.
can.
They just
Right.
buffer it out with like I think it's like 2 hours in between. You have to wait.
I think so. Yeah, and it resets every Friday or whatever. So you get 3 movies a week. IMAX, 3D, all of that.
Well, that's like the biggest thing too, is the fact that with
See
the
that?
AMC
It's-
is like that would be what changes my mind.
It's that, and the fact that you don't have a card, you can order online, you can reserve
Oh, yeah,
seats.
that's
That's
also
a
That's
huge
what I really
MoviePass
like.
fucking
being
sucks
able to
for that.
reserve the seat, right?
Exactly.
'Cause I'm so sick of having to like wait until
Seriously,
like 20
yeah.
minutes before the movie to go. It just
I
seems
read-
like
Yeah, or the day of, right?
Well, Mary
yeah.
Mary brought up a good point the other day. If you have MoviePass and you like, because they live close enough to a movie theater,
Mm-hmm.
can you check in? What would happen if you tried to put your MoviePass card info into like Fandango and then you check in and then you tried to buy it? It wouldn't let you do that.
Wait, what do you mean? What?
Okay, because obviously you can't order online with MoviePass. But say you live close enough to where you can get on MoviePass, check in, so the funds get added to your card. Okay. And the card is just a MasterCard. So could you just put the MasterCard into Fandango and buy your ticket online like that?
I don't know.
I've just never thought of that. I'm sure somebody on the internet has done that or thought of it or tried it and it just doesn't work.
I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if it just didn't work.
Well, the thing I thought maybe it's the service fee bumps it up the dollar and then it just doesn't let you do it.
I read on MoviePass's Twitter that apparently they are trying to start with how you can reserve your seats before.
Yeah, well, they do it
in certain places. They don't have it everywhere yet.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't MoviePass own... They're maybe a smaller theater chain? Either they own it or they're part investors in it or they've just partnered with one of the smaller ones. Yeah, so if you go on one of those, they have the e-ticketing.
Yeah, apparently they're
but there's just none that are around here.
Apparently they're trying to put it everywhere. And I also read too they are trying to add stuff with Dolby and IMAX. They just haven't done it yet, but they're trying to.
I wouldn't mind if it was like $50 a month or even $20 a month, like what AMC is doing. And what AMC is doing, so it's $20 a month with all what I just said, and plus it's like I think you're automatically would be considered a subs member.
Yeah, you're
so you get all the refills and all that.
So you get like the concession.
Yeah, and then the points, they go towards your membership, but not when you buy a ticket. Like from those, it's not from those 3 tickets that you used your membership from. Like, do you?
So like it would have to be like a movie that you pay like
right,
for.
but it goes towards your membership, which I mean is
which I guess that makes sense.
It adds up.
Yeah.
So I mean it's still kind of cool.
I'm like obviously a huge supporter of MoviePass.
Right.
I love it, but I mean this obviously seems like the better deal at this point. So I would be fine with switching.
Right, and it's just those 2 things we talked about: the fact that you can reserve your seats or whatever, and then the whole IMAX, 3D, and all that.
And see, if MoviePass did somehow figure out a way to get that done like soonish too, just because like AMC is starting at next week.
They're starting it really soon.
They are,
Tuesday,
right?
26th.
It's like the 26th. Yeah. So I feel like if they could like step their game up, which I know they're probably trying to because they know they're probably about to lose a lot of people, but especially for us too, because I know like it doesn't make sense for a lot of places that don't have AMC because obviously it's just AMC.
Right.
But for us, like here,
AMC
is all we go to.
Exactly,
so it makes the most sense.
Either way, yeah. And I mean, a lot of the movies we see, like I'm sure we all want to see in IMAX.
Yeah, well, for really big movies.
Yeah, and it's not like we see a movie every day or anything. We usually see a movie a week. So I mean, in our case, like it makes sense. I mean, if you're the type of person that watches one movie a day, then I mean, I don't know. I guess you could have a point to argue or something. I don't know. But if you're only watching a movie a week or even like 2 movies a month or something,
I can't imagine watching more than 3 movies a week anyway.
Exactly, right? So I mean, it makes sense for us.
It just depends. If you're one of the people that don't care about seeing it in IMAX, though, and then you want the option of being able to see more movies, and it's half the price, people are definitely going to stay with MoviePass.
Yeah, I mean, some people will.
I'm not going to change immediately.
See, I'm ready. I'll jump ship immediately, and it's not like I have any ill feelings against MoviePass at all. I think this has been great what they've done, and
I think they're the ones that started all of this.
Oh, for
anyway,
sure.
so.
Yeah,
100%. But it is for me. Like I would like to see Dolby and IMAX, and with MoviePass, I'd like just the option to pay, even if it's like my ticket will cost $5 out of my pocket. Just let me do that. And I get they're working on that and stuff, but so AMC also just being at the theater, and if something goes wrong with it, AMC is going to be there too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You can't complain to AMC about your MoviePass, like they won't let you check in or anything going wrong. Like they're just like, oh fuck, I don't why you have MoviePass.
Besides, they're kind of like enemies, so I'm sure they wouldn't want to.
Enemies.
So that's I think it just all kind of syncs up better.
Right. And like you said, for us, I mean, it's not like for everybody, but I think for us, it just makes more sense.
It depends what you're more into. Yeah. So
for me, I don't know, but when it's months where like big movies don't come out, I'm kind of gonna hate paying because like if you don't see an IMAX movie, like if you see one IMAX movie a month, it's worth it.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, in the off months where not a lot of shit comes out, I'm kind of gonna hate paying $20 a month.
Curious, I want to know.
That's just me though being cheap.
Were you one of the people that voted?
I didn't vote.
No. Okay, I just wondered.
I didn't vote, but I'm not going to switch automatically.
I feel
only because I don't know when things like this, like when MoviePass first started, it was a fucking train wreck.
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm just scared it's going to either be buggy or if lots of people switch to it, like maybe it'll be hard.
That's
to get
the thing. It's
seats.
AMC though. I feel like they're a lot more established than MoviePass. So
they are, but what if everybody switches to it and it's hard to get seats and stuff?
I doubt they will. I
don't know. I just have worries.
I can't imagine. Like they are going to draw more people to movie theaters, but I don't think it's going to be to the point where they're so overcrowded that you can't even. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. It's just going to depend how many people actually do this because a lot of people know what MoviePass is and still don't sign up for it, whether it be just they're lazy or they think
that they're not going to see
they're
that many
still
movies.
not going to get there. Which really with MoviePass, you see one movie, you got your money's worth.
I guess,
out of it, but
I don't know. Part of this just aggravates me too because like I use AMC because it's all we pretty much have here.
Yeah, well, we have in New Orleans we have basically no other options.
Like, and all the other theaters are kind of just far off in the city or,
right.
I don't know, out of the way. So AMC makes the most sense for us, but at the same time, like, throughout all this MoviePass stuff, AMC has just kind of pissed me off, how they were just so hesitant, like, fuck MoviePass, and now they're just doing their own thing. Well, they're literally
copying it now, which...
just to make profit, and that kind of just pisses me off.
It's
but like, I don't know. I can't complain. It's cheap movies, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to switch immediately. Eventually, I probably will, but I'm going to wait.
Yeah, and I get that.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be different. All right, so we'll go to Bailey's got the next topic on here.
I do. So for some reason, I was just like really wanting to talk about Creed because
oh my gosh,
okay, so they came out with the poster the day before the trailer, and the poster, I saw the poster and I immediately was like, dude, I'm already talking about this, and they don't even have a trailer yet. But I mean, okay, I have my reservations about this movie though. Other than the fact that the trailer looked amazing, I am nervous that it's not the same director. And it's also a sequel with something that, like, already could have been really bad. Like, and luckily Creed was, like, amazing, but it could have been really bad. So I'm kind of just, like, hesitant. I don't want to get, like, too hype about this movie.
Which, I mean, the trailer kind of hypes you up.
Dude,
it's impossible to watch it and not get hyped
If you haven't seen the trailer already yet, go and watch it. Because I watched it when I was at work, and I immediately started getting chills, and I was like, oh, shit.
I told you guys how I watch shows, like, at work. I'll watch them without, like, any noise.
In the bathroom?
Because
not
in the bathroom. No, I mean, now watching in my office, but I can't, like, really listen to it.
Yeah.
But, as soon as I went on lunch, I heard it, like, with noise and everything. And the music cue, dude. The music cues in that fucking trailer hyped me up so much.
Changes that trailer.
Oh yeah,
completely.
100%.
But I feel like everything about that movie not that movie, well, the movie, but like the trailer gets you so hype, and then they show like the Drago.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, it's his robe.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the name. But they show that, and you're just
a lot of cool things in the trailer.
Shit. And then there's that one hit at the end of the trailer when it just like he like freaking knocks the shit out of him. And I mean, I know it's fake, but they make it look really.
I know.
Realistic.
No, it looks really,
it looks
really good.
like he literally just got like his lights knocked out.
Yeah.
So
how soon is it coming out?
I think it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think it's like November.
Yes, dude.
Dude, here's the thing. Every Rocky movie except for 5 is good to great. And the director isn't very known, which is better.
That's the thing.
It's not going to be a big...
He hasn't done much, but Ryan Coogler still like did writing for the movie.
And Ryan Coogler, I mean, he's done a few big movies, but he started out as a smaller director. Like when he did Creed, he still wasn't huge.
I guess it's the fact that we kind of want what we saw in the first movie, you know, something along those lines, or at least those standards. Because I mean, it could still be a great movie, just not.
Does Rocky?
I think it's still going to be a great movie.
Does Rocky not have cancer anymore? Because he has hair in the trailer.
I know, I saw that.
So I was a little puzzled.
They make it seem like he's not like sick at all in the trailer,
and that's what I loved about the first one.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
It was a cancer movie, more or less.
But I mean, it just, I don't know. I'm super excited about it. I feel like it's going to be really good. I guess I was just kind of like skeptical about the unknown director because I haven't seen anything he's done, which I know is stupid just because obviously like it could be amazing still because you don't know how he is. But I don't know. I'm still super hype about this movie.
I think it'll be great. I mean, the first one was better than any
the
right
first
to
one
be.
was just like such a dark horse that just came out of nowhere. Because so many people, when you're watching, it's not like the trailers for the first one were bad, but you're just like, I don't think we really need this movie. Is it going to be good?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you didn't really need it.
Yeah, then it ended up being this thing that was so good, and I mean, so many people like it.
That was another movie for me where when I watched it, like I didn't know much about it, and it was the same year that I found out my sister had cancer. Mm-hmm. So when that happened in the movie, like it was really emotional for me because it was the same cancer and everything. But my sister's fine now. But at the time, you can imagine me watching it and just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, I was like a wreck.
Right.
No, I mean, it definitely is an amazing movie. And I feel like I don't know. Michael B. Jordan, he came out of nowhere.
What a man.
He did Fantastic Four and
Human
then turned into this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had a couple movies before Fantastic Four, I think. Because I remember seeing him in, what was it, Chronicle? Right?
He was in Chronicle?
Yeah. I forgot he was in Chronicle.
Yeah, he was in Chronicle. That's the very first time I saw him.
I feel like somebody brought this up recently, too, and I was like, oh, yeah, he is in that.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Poor Matt. Matt's like...
I'm like so...
It's hot in here.
And he has like an ice pack. He's just like laying on his forehead.
And the ice pack isn't even that cold anymore, so it's just like this big wet bag that I'm putting on my head now.
Mary has another one, actually, in the freezer.
I might go grab one. I'm like super overheated.
Nice and fresh.
It is
that
what
you just said?
Yeah, nice and fresh ice pack. If everyone's wondering, the heat index outside right now is like 103. So
so
everyone's dying.
Fun times.
I feel like, oh man, I'm just looking at this poster right now too for Creed 2. That's like an amazing poster.
Dude, it's inspiring.
No.
Matt,
you can put that though.
Oh, I see it.
Anyway, though, back to Creed. I know everybody's pretty excited about this movie for the most part, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
okay.
boy.
I mean, I would hope so at least. So I feel like that was just the thing I was the most excited about this week. I'm ready for it.
That's exciting.
I know. Thanksgiving
I also
can't
want
come.
a box.
You want a
Maybe.
box?
We should.
Okay,
all of
maybe
us,
not.
like-
Actually, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
It'd be
always wanted
fun.
to try it at least.
Yeah.
I want to knock someone's lights out.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah.
Damn.
All right. So mine this week is this whole thing. I'm sure you've heard about this debacle that Sony is going through right now with basically blocking Epic Games from playing. You can't use your account on the Switch now, which is ridiculous. And it's 100% on Sony. And it's really just this thing where it makes no sense why they would do this at this point in time when they're so far ahead of... Like in this console generation, Sony is winning. It's not even an opinion anymore. It's like they are ahead. They're the ones that have the lead.
It's a fact.
And like literally, this whole thing about, I get they don't really want to support crossplay, and it was this thing. It's gone back to everything with Rocket League and Minecraft. They don't do it either. But with Fortnite being this game that's so big, and I don't even know. It's one of these. It's been out now for about 2 weeks on the Switch, or like week and a half, and it's like they still haven't come back on it and changed their stance on it.
They pretty much didn't acknowledge it.
Oh my dude, I've got the fucking thing they said, which is absurd. Let me find it.
Is it like we believe in exclusivity, or is it
yeah?
like...
So this is basically Sony's statement on this whole Epic crossplay thing. They say, we're always open to hearing what the PlayStation community is interested in to enhance their gaming experience. Fortnite is already a huge hit with the PS4 fans, offering a true free-to-play experience so gamers can jump in and play online. With 79 million PS4s sold around the world and more than 80 million monthly active users on PlayStation Network, we've built a huge community of gamers who can play together on Fortnite and all online titles. Jesus. We also offer Fortnite crossplay support with PC, Mac, iOS, and Android devices, expanding the opportunity for Fortnite fans on PS4 to play with even more gamers on other platforms. So they basically just dodge it. Yeah. It's like, that is their response to this thing. They don't even acknowledge it. It's.
You know what this sounds like to me? They just don't want people to be able to cross from Xbox to PlayStation. That's what I think.
Because that's what it starts with. Because technically this issue already existed. It was just people didn't really care as much, I guess, because it was like most people don't have... I mean, people have both, but they're not trying to go between them. But it was once it came out on the Switch and you realize, oh, I can't use my Fortnite account that I just had... Some people just logged into it once on their PS4. Like, that's all they did. Yeah. And then that Sony apparently then has control of their Epic account and they can't do it. And there's no way to unlink it. Yeah. There's no way to go back on it. You're just kind of like screwed. So... Sony needs to fix this. I don't know if they're going to or what's going to happen, but they 100% need to fix this.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, do they have any... Like, have they said anything about how they're talking about maybe changing this?
This is what they said. That whole thing is what they said. It's like 90% dodge, like 10% like... We will look into different ways in the future.
And you know what's
just
funny?
To like calm people down, I guess.
Earlier this week, they announced all the crossplay stuff for Minecraft, and Xbox, and Nintendo.
They're just gonna go like,
and they straight up threw shade at PlayStation big time,
as they should, because it's one of those things where like I didn't think Sony could really do anything wrong at this point that would like could help could cause them to lose part of this console generation now, but maybe so. Maybe if they don't like change their stance on this, they could. So,
first of all, I think they will change it because it's just weird. Second of all. Like, I love everything PlayStation does, and this is very bizarre. I guess for me, I don't care that much, because if I'm at home, I'm just going to play on my PlayStation. But, like, if I'm at y'all's house or somebody else's house, and I want to play Fortnite, I can just play it on my Switch and not on my account. It's not a huge deal, but it is annoying.
It's just the thing with me is it makes me want to, like, pursue my Switch account and then just, like, eventually, like, fade out my PS4 account. Because I could make a new account, use it on my Switch, use it on my PC. If I had an Xbox One, I could use it on there. You know what I mean? It's almost like Sony's more... getting people to just not want to play it on PlayStation 4, which accomplishes the opposite of what they were even saying.
Right.
So.
Seems like they're just being selfish.
I don't know. It's weird. I think they'll fix it eventually. When it'll happen, who knows, but...
It's just one of those things where crossplay is like a really cool thing, I think, for like the future of video gaming. Like if more games actually supported that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And not even just playing with each other, but just being able to carry your account over. Like if Overwatch did that, I would love it. And I get a game with Overwatch is a little bit more complicated because the dynamics of the game on like PC and PS4 are so different.
The console war would almost be more interesting if things could crossplay because they would have a lot of the same games, but then at the same time you could just be like, well, I just like playing on PlayStation more. But it's like at the end of the day, it wouldn't really matter.
And it comes into this whole thing because I know it boils down to money, and Sony knows if you buy something like V-Bucks on the Epic Store or whatever on your PlayStation, Sony gets a cut, and if you buy it on Switch, Nintendo gets a cut. And so you could just so you could buy it on your Switch, Nintendo gets a cut, and then you could play with it on your PlayStation. So Sony doesn't want that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's not like Sony in particular is the only ones getting screwed over. It's like all three of them just decide to play fairly with it. And it's like, yeah, in some instance, we're not going to always make the money off of it, but
and it's not like they really need it. I mean,
they don't.
They've got like
they
100%
do not. So I think we can probably all agree it ends up hurting them way more than whatever they thought they gained from this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you'd expect Sony to like have something to say about it right away, or at least like having a solution, or I don't know.
So I do think they'll have to go back and change it. It's just a matter of like how long it takes and.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure they have to look into it and all this stuff. But it's like, no, you really, to like have killed this effectively just from the get-go, just be like, okay, no, we fucked up. We're going to go back on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
They need to, but will they? That's the big question.
I think they will. I think they're just being stubborn.
Yeah.
Well, they need to get over themselves.
They're still my favorite.
I'm not saying I
know. I'm kidding. I know.
But
I'm just being stupid.
It just knocks them, and I didn't think anything really would.
It's like strike one.
Right. Strike one, Sony!
Yeah, after all these years. So yeah, mine this week, a whole bunch of Star Wars news came out. A lot of it's just whatever, but... So because of Solo kind of bombing at the box office, I read on a sketchy website, and I say that because it's just a website where you can download shit. Then they randomly have news stories, and I like read into it. But they always kind of break stuff early, so I don't know where they find this stuff. But anyway, I found an article earlier, like very early in the week, and it pretty much said someone from Lucasfilm and Disney pretty much came out and said, like, we knew Solo was going to bomb, but we put it out because, one, the movie was done, and two, because we really do just want to focus on 9. Right. And then literally the next day, the story broke that apparently someone came out and said, yeah, like, we're putting all the spin-off movies on hold. We're only going to focus on 9. And then literally the day after that, another story came out and was like, no, the spin-off movies are still in development.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't read the seconds.
Another person came out and said, no, they're still in development. So it's kind of just...
So as of now, the story is that they are still in development?
Yeah.
They're still... Okay.
But that could mean anything. That could mean like they're just throwing around ideas. That could mean they're planning on doing them.
Because they definitely said that they put stuff like the Obi-Wan movie and the Boba Fett movie.
Yeah, because that was in like... Yeah. Right.
It's just... Personally, for me, and y'all might disagree, I believe in the first story the most. That someone came out and said, like, we knew Solo was going to bomb, because honestly, I knew that movie was going to bomb. I'm pretty sure everybody knew that movie was going to bomb.
Yeah, I think a lot of people expected
and not even just because people didn't want it, but a lot because of The Last Jedi stuff, because it was released with, like, all these other big movies coming out. I mean, there's multiple reasons. You could go on a tangent as to why.
Just like it was bad timing.
It was the absolute worst timing. And, like, I don't think a lot of people that were salty and bitching and moaning about The Last Jedi, they're not ready to see another Star Wars movie, which is...
like, less than 6 months later.
Yeah, which is... and it's whatever. So I'm sure the people at Disney knew that it was going to bomb. I don't think bombing is... I mean, it's a big deal because it's a Star Wars movie, but it's not a huge deal in the sense that it really is going to hurt them that much, because, like... Well, they're still going to make $1 million other Star Wars. They still have tons of money.
Well, see, the whole thing with the story is that it actually made sense to me that they would like pivot and now decide like we're not going to focus on these spin-off movies anymore.
That's what I mean when I say I believe the first story the most, in the sense that they knew it was going to bomb, and now they just want to focus on 9.
Which I think,
and
that's why because as much as I want the Obi-Wan movie to happen, it's gonna happen one day. They're not like throwing that in the can and saying this is never gonna happen now. They're just saying like we're not gonna focus on it right now. It's gonna be later on.
And that's the thing, man. I don't know. Movies come out and bomb all the time. It's like you see Tim Burton, he made that second Alice movie. The first one made $1 billion. The second one made like $200 million. And guess what? He's doing Dumbo. It didn't really make that big of a difference.
It all comes back around. Like Star Wars will be fine, and so it probably is right now. While you've got like the sequel trilogy right now, just finish that off, and then go back and visit some of these ideas later.
And that's the thing. I don't know. They will be fine, and it breaks my heart when I get on Twitter and the internet and see like. There's this big campaign now that people trying to remake The Last Jedi. It's just stupid.
Don't even get me started.
I don't know. Like Star Wars fandom, I get that they're like that. They're judging, critical, and they overanalyze everything, which is fine. That's like the whole fun to it. But like, I don't know, man. To me,
taking it to another level.
It's just being disrespectful, and the same thing with like harassing Kelly Marie Tran and Ryan Johnson, and
that's what
people arguing. If you like Solo, you suck. If you like The Last Jedi, you suck. It's like, dude, just shut the fuck up and enjoy it.
Well, it's like say what you want about the movie, and you do not have to like it. You can hate it, and you can pick apart everything you want, but don't turn into like this ugly, nasty thing towards other people.
Like right, and a lot of people were saying like how episode 8 just like ruined Star Wars for them. It's stuff like that, like over the top stuff like that.
It just takes
it's like there's no place for that.
It bothers me because to me, Star Wars is the definition of something that's subjective. Like, I know y'all weren't too crazy about Solo, but it's like I go on the internet, I see people that didn't like The Last Jedi, and they're like, I had fun with Solo, and vice versa. It's just,
some people thought Solo was almost like
and that's the thing. Like, everybody has different opinions, and Star Wars is different to everybody. So it's like to go and do all this and argue and start these petitions. It's just like
you have to let it be. You have to let it breathe and do what it is. It's just like you can't be happy all the time. And I think the people that are remaking or trying to remake The Last Jedi, do they not understand? It's pretty much like a half and half divide on The Last Jedi. Like half people love it and are happy it's part of the canon, and half people don't. So then if you take it and you say, oh, we're going to remake it because we deserve better and everything, well, then you're isolating the other half of the people that actually not only like it, but they want to see where it goes now with it being canon.
It just doesn't, it makes absolutely no sense how they would even be able to successfully do that.
And the fact that they have no plot yet or a script or anything, I mean,
it's
it's a joke.
Because I know plenty of people that didn't like The Last Jedi. I know people that didn't like The Force Awakens either, and they're just like, Star Wars was good as the original 3 movies, and Star Wars has been bad ever since, and they still love Star Wars. They just know the new stuff isn't for them. So just leave it like that. That's fine. That's how you need to approach it if you don't like it.
And that's why I get aggravated about it. It's not because I believe my opinion's right or because, I love all these movies. It's just like the sense of the matter is, like, a lot of people hate The Last Jedi, but a lot of people, you know what? It's their favorite Star Wars movie. And a lot of people had a lot of really emotional attachment to it. So it's like, if you go out there and say, hey, I want to remake this movie, it's like you're just disregarding other people's feelings. It's just like...
It's worse than anything that they think.
I don't know, man. And like, I wish Star Wars fandom, as much as I love it, I wish it wasn't like that. Because it turns into just everything you love being a debate and just having a headache. And now I'm at this point, like, I don't want to talk about Star Wars until 9 comes out. Because it's just, I don't fucking care. Like, I care about my opinions at this point and nobody else's. I'm just sick of talking. And I guess that sounds like an asshole thing, but it's just like the internet's just like, it's ripped my heart to shreds.
Yeah, it's like you still enjoy
you just feel kind of defeated.
Yeah, that's the exact way to describe it.
You enjoy what you see, but it's like almost hard to enjoy it with because
you're gonna like it, and then you're gonna go on the internet. People are gonna be like, "Oh, fuck that." So, I don't know.
Right? It's just exhausting. It's at that point.
You're slowly just training yourself to not like. I feel like I saw the stuff with them trying to like raise money to remake The Last Jedi, and the funny thing is, I feel like I didn't pay attention to it. Yeah, I was like, I don't even care honestly.
I read the dude's whole thread, and it's so ignorant.
If they remade it, I wouldn't watch it. Like I know
I'd watch it just because I'd want to see what it is.
I like don't care. The Last Jedi that I saw is The Last Jedi.
I don't know.
I tweeted at them. I was like, I want you to fucking try. I want to see you do it and see what it turns out to be.
Yeah.
All right, so those were our kind of big topics of this week. We got just some other stuff that happened this week. We'll kind of go through it. If anybody's got anything they want to chime in on, go ahead and do that. So we'll start with the movies. A Jumanji sequel with The Rock has been announced.
Cool.
Let There Be Rock.
I put that song because it's an AC/DC song, and so I was like, I gotta put another one since they did Welcome to the Jungle,
right?
And then I was like, Let There Be Rock. Because freaking the boy's back. Yep. I don't know. I saw this and I actually got really excited because I enjoyed Jumanji way more than I originally thought.
Dude, I think everybody did. Yeah, I did for sure.
Because of that, I was like, man, I'm actually kind of excited. Even though I'm sure the sequel isn't going to be like as good as
probably not because this one was as good as it was because it was such like a surprise.
It was out of nowhere.
It was unexpected and it's almost like you can't